CR is radiography that records radiographic images on photostimular phosphor plates instead of film screen image receptors. The acquired image data is converted to electrical signals and digitized so that they can be stored and manipulated by a computer and display on a high-resolution monitor or recorded on film by using a laser printer. There are 5 basic steps in producing a CR image. Step number 1, the plate. The picture is stored on an IP. The plate is made of several layers. The protective layer is a very thin, tough, clear plastic for the protection of the phosphor layer. The phosphor layer is a layer of photostimulable phosphor that traps electrons during the exposure. The reflective layer sends light in a forward direction when released into the cassette reader. The conductive layer is a material that will absorb and reduce static electricity. The support layer is a material that gives the imaging sheet some strength. Step number 2, exposure. Take the picture on a CR plate. The patient is exposed using the correct KVP and mass. It's very important to select the correct exam on the monitor before exposing the patient. And remember to always shield your patient. Step number 3, the CR reader and scanning. After the plate has been exposed to an X-ray, it is placed into a CR reader. The reader removes the IP. It is then scanned by a red laser light, which releases the stored electrons. The laser creates a narrow, intense beam of coherent light. Extra energy allows the trapped electrons to escape their active layer, where they emit a visible bluish light. The laser needs a constant power source to prevent output fluctuations. The laser beam passes through the beam-shaping optics to an optical mirror, which directs the laser beam to the surface of the IP. There are 2 types of CR readers, a point and a line scan reader. Line scan systems use several linear laser sources, a lens system, and a linear array of CCD photodetectors. While the laser beam is collected and shaped by the lens system to scan the IP line by line, the PSL from the IP is collected by the CCD linear photodetector array. The line scan reader is much faster than the point scan reader. With the point scan reader, the IP is removed from the cassette and placed on the transport unit for scanning. The movement of the IP is referred to as a slow scan direction, and the laser beam movement across the IP is called the fast scan direction. The laser beam is used to stimulate the trapped electrons in the exposed IP. Current CR readers use a solid-state laser diode that emits a red laser beam having wavelengths. Next, the emitted light from the IP is optically filtered and collected by light channeling guides. This PSL is then sent to a photodetector, which converts the PSL into an electrical signal that is first amplified and then digitized by the ADC. Finally, the analog signal from the photodetector is sent to the ADC for digitization. The ADC will produce 8 to 16 bits of quantization per pixel, which will provide discrete gray levels. After it's done scanning, a histogram is created. A histogram identifies all densities on the IP in the form of a graph. Graphic representation appears as a series of peaks and valleys and has a pattern that varies for each body part. It's important to choose the correct anatomical region on the menu before exposing the patient. Raw data used to form a histogram is compared with a normal histogram of the same body part by the computer. After the histogram is made, the lookup table is used as a cross-reference and to transform the raw information. The LUT has a map function and all the pixels are changed to a new gray value. Images then will have an appropriate appearance in brightness and contrast. Step number 4. The process of reading the image returns most of the electrons to a lower energy state. Because the plates are extremely sensitive to scatter radiation, plates must be erased to prevent a buildup of background signal after every use. The reading systems will automatically erase the cassettes by flooding it with light to remove any electrons still trapped in their initial plate reading. Step number 5, the workstation. Once the IP has been read, it is sent to a computer known as the workstation. The CR workstation has an image processing computer, an image display monitor, keyboard, a barcode reader, and a mouse. A monitor displays the image so that the tech can do the following operations: review the image, manipulate the image if necessary, and send it to the PACS system. The image can be manipulated by windowing and leveling, which controls how light or dark the image is. The image can also be orientated, which means turning or flipping the image. Image stitching is when you take multiple images that are too big to fit on one cassette and stitch them together. Magnification also allows the person to magnify the image they are looking at. Spatial frequency is the sharpness of an image and will enhance the densities to reduce the image graininess. And that is how the CR image is created.
So next up is the processing stage for digital radiography. So what is digital radiography? Digital radiography is a form of X-ray imaging where digital X-ray sensors are used instead of traditional photographic film. Advantages include time efficiency through bypassing chemical processing and the ability to digitally transfer and enhance images. So for these stages of DR, there are multiple functional components that you should know about. They are a digital image receptor, a digital image processing unit, an image management system, image and data storage devices, interface to a patient information system, a communications network, and a display device with viewer operator controls. The digital receptor is the device that intercepts the X-ray beam after it has passed through the patient's body and produces an image in digital form. That is a matrix of pixels, each with numerical value. We can think of the direct digital radiographic receptor as a digital X-ray camera. The receptor is in the form of a matrix of many individual pixel elements. They are based on a combination of several different body technologies, but all have this common characteristic. When the pixel area is exposed by the X-ray beam, which is after passing through the patient's body, the X-ray photons are absorbed and the energy produces an electrical signal. This signal is a form of analog data, but that is then converted into a digital number and stored as one pixel in the image. Image management is a function performed by the computer system associated with digital radiography process. These functions consist of controlling the movement of the images along with other components and associating other data information with the images. Some of these functions might be performed by the computer component of a specific digital radiography device or by a more extensive digital image management system, which can be abbreviated to DIMS, that serves many imaging devices within a facility. Note that it is not unusual for the DIMS to be referred by an older and somewhat less appropriate name, PACS, which we know as Picture Archiving and Communication System. The Patient Information System, perhaps known as the Radiology Information System, RIS, is an adjunct to the basic digital radiography system. Through the interface, information such as patient ID, scheduling, actual procedures performed, etc. is transferred. One of the major advantages of digital radiography is the ability to process the images after they are recorded. Various forms of digital processing can be used to change the characteristics of the digital images. For digital radiographs, the ability to change and optimize the contrast is a great value. It is also possible to use digital processing to enhance visibility of detail in some radiographs. Digital radiographs and other digital medical images are stored as digital data. Advantages compared to images recorded on film include rapid storage and retrieval, less physical storage space required, and the ability to copy and duplicate without loss of image quality. So, communication network is the ability to transfer them from one location to another very rapidly. Advantages for that are within the imaging facility to the storage and display devices, to other locations, anywhere in the world by means of the internet. Compared to radiographs recorded and displayed on film, such as soft copy, there are advantages of soft copy displays. One major advantage is the ability of the viewer to adjust and optimize image characteristics, such as contrast. Other advantages include the ability to zoom, compare multiple images, and perform a variety of functions while viewing the images.